I think we're officially live. What's going on, guys? Welcome. So happy you guys can be here. Let me go ahead. We're going to go live here on
We're officially
Instagram.
live. What's going on, guys?
Welcome. So happy you guys can be here. Have an
Let me
echo.
go on.
Okay, awesome. Got rid of the echo. Perfect. Well, hope everybody's having a good I was gonna say Thursday evening. I'm already jumping ahead. It's Tuesday. Let me go ahead. We're gonna jump on live here on Instagram. Go to the World Wide Web. Let's see. Sorry, guys. 1 minute. Here we go. We're going live. Checking connection. All right. Hello, Instagram. Welcome to the live session with Absolute Top Dollar. So glad you guys are here today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody that is actually here in the Zoom room with me. Not all people. Hello, John. See you on Instagram there. I thank you for everybody that's here in the Zoom room. And, this is available. Everybody can see it on live. You can be on Instagram. You can be on YouTube. But if you want to have a deeper being able to ask questions, today we're actually going to be doing a live replay of a cold call. So it would be cool to be able to interact with you and even do some role playing with you guys. Okay, so that would be awesome. But I want to encourage you to get connected. You're here watching probate. It's because you want to learn more about probate real estate. And I'm happy to share it with you. Probate has changed my life. I'm happy to be sharing it with other agents and really getting the word out in the industry that probate real estate needs more real estate professionals helping executors that are going through this process. If you don't know what probate is, it's the legal transfer of a decedent person's assets to their heirs. So do some research, look up the Great Wealth Transfer, do some diligence on the baby boomers. Basically, now and then for the next 20 years, there is going to be a huge influx in real estate coming into the market, into the tune of billions and trillions of dollars being sold, being transferred from one generation to the next generation. And these families need help. This is a consistent, buildable space that real estate professionals can specialize in, and they can help executors and make money at the same damn time. And that's what the point is, right? So tonight I'm going to be showing you a little bit about how I reach out to executors. So I work with families that are going to estates, that are working with, they just recently inherited a property. And typically, my go to method for connecting with these families is through cold calling. So, if you've been with me on any of my other trainings, there's a lot of different ways you can connect with executors. It can be through mail, it can be with probate attorneys, it could be through your website. But for me, I've always been a cold caller. I've always just reached out and found out if people are interested in selling their properties. So today I'm going to be breaking down for you a little bit about how I approach executors through the cold calling methods and how I connect with executors. There's a lot of people out there that are really nervous about cold calling. I see agents like buy a list, get a dialer, get everything set up, and then they never make the call, right? They never get on the phone, they never actually make the call. And what I hear from a lot of people is they're not making the call because they're worried about, maybe approaching the executor at the wrong time or not being sensitive or, just not really knowing what to say. So if you're going to attempt cold calling, you're definitely going to want to have a script. You're definitely going to be want to work with someone like myself. You can even go on my YouTube channel totally for free, and you have my script on there. There's script trainings. Or if you say, you know what, Carolyn, I want to work closely with you in my training group, we actually do live cold calling twice a week where we all get together in the room and we're all calling our respective markets. Okay. So today we're going to be going through some of my pro tips on how to reach out to executors and how it's not that scary. And the cool part is that we're actually going to play a cold call booked appointment. Okay. Now my script that I use from beginning from hello to actually booking an appointment is typically about a 5 minute call. Okay. And so when you have a script and you know exactly where you're going with it, it's actually pretty easy. And with the right scripts, not only do you feel more confident, but also the customer, think about it. What is a cold call? They're not expecting you to call them, right? Like they're not thinking like, oh, I can't wait for Carolyn to call me. No, they don't know who Carolyn is. They're not expecting my call. So if you are cold calling someone, you need to be respectful of their time and you need to get right to it. Okay. Nobody's sitting around saying, gosh, I wish a cold caller would call me so I could just sit on the phone and just waste some time, right? Everybody's on the move, everybody's on the go. So you really want to have that script to be able to effectively communicate with an executor. And then also for yourself, it'll give you the confidence to be able to reach out and effectively book appointments. Okay. So, what I like to break down in my script is really the psychology of cold calling the executor. Okay. So, when you think about, calling a for sale by owner or calling an expired listing, right? You may think it's more approachable, right? But really, it's the same exact thing. You are calling a owner of a property. Now, people in probate maybe don't own the property right now, right? They're going to own the property. They will be inheriting the property. So sometimes this can give a little bit more gray area. And today, the cold call that I'm going to be playing, you're going to hear, because I could have given you an easy one. I was thinking about that where, you wouldn't believe it. Some people, you say, are you thinking about selling the house? Yes, I am. Like to book an appointment. And then they're just like, okay, perfect, and they just booked the appointment. But I did pull a call that was a little bit more challenging where basically they didn't know what they were doing. And that's something that happens a lot in probate. Just think about it. Put yourself in the executor's position, okay? If you're an executor, right, and you're inheriting a property with your brothers and sisters, okay? Obviously, if somebody's asking, now some people may know right away that they're not interested in selling the house, but most families need time to talk about it. They need time to think about it. They're not 100% sure on what they're going to do. Now, you may have one executor that's like, yes, I want to sell right away. But the other executors are unsure of what to do. And because they're all inheriting it together, guess what? We're making group decisions. You cannot sell, one executor cannot sell an inherited property without their beneficiaries. Okay. So we got to give you a script that's able to connect with these people to make sense with them, right? And build that trust fast, right? Because this is a cold call, right? So what I like to break down in my cold calls is we go with a really strong intro, okay? So when we're doing our intros, and if you're interested in getting my script, I can email it to you. Feel free to, drop a comment in this chat on Instagram, DM, script or probate, and I'll make sure to get it over to you. And if you're live here on YouTube, feel free, the link will be there and I will send you my script, okay? But the first part of the script is you're calling the executor by name. So because it's a court record, we're going to have who the executor is. That was the training we did last week. We talked about what information are you actually getting from this court record? Well, you're going to know exactly who you're calling. You're calling the executor of the estate. So you're going to address them by their name, right? You're going to say, hello, Phil. My name is Carolyn, and I was contacting you regarding your pending probate case you have in Broward County. I work in Florida a lot, right? And then we're waiting for the acknowledgement. So that one sentence, literally, you're entering into the conversation with, hello, I was hoping to speak with Charles. And they may say, who's calling, right? Or who's this, right? And you say, hello, Charles. My name is Carolyn. I was reaching out to you regarding the pending probate case you have in Broward County, right? Like right there in less than 30 seconds, you know exactly why I'm calling. There's no fluff or puff or anything like that. You know, I'm calling the executor and you know that I'm calling about the probate case, and we make it specific, right? Because we say in this county, right? So what you'll find with executors is that a lot of times they are not local. So you may say, I'm calling about your probate case. And then you're like, what? It's like sometimes people say the COVID case. I'm like, no, sir, not the COVID case, the probate case. By saying that location, like Broward County or Duval County or West Palm Beach County, right? Now they're triggered between the location and also probate, right? So my little trick that I do is we wait for an acknowledgement, right? So that can be pretty hard on a cold call, right? And when you're cold calling live with me, there's some videos on my YouTube you can check out. But even when we're doing it with my group, to this day, and I'm, literally done this thousands of times, I still will like hold my breath, right? I'll still be like, I'm calling about the, probate case in Broward County, and it's like silence, and you've got to just embrace the silence. Okay. So sometimes you'll see me when I'm doing it, and I'm like, because I'm holding my breath, right? But 9 times out of 10, and this script has been dialed in pretty fiercely. 9 times out of 10, the executor is going to say yes, right? They're just going to say yes. They're going to be like, okay, yes, right? So now we have acknowledgement, right? Now they know, okay, this girl's calling me about my probate case in Broward County. Yes, okay. And then basically we lead them with, I was calling to find out if the family might be considering selling the property in the estate. That's it, guys. Pull out your bow and arrow and shoot, okay? We're not here to make friends on a cold call. They do not care, okay, about who I am or anything like that. This is not my friend. I don't need to say how you doing. I don't need to, bullshit around it. Excuse my French, okay? I just need to get in and get out, right? And it's for the respect of the person on the other line, right? I have people all the time that I answer the phone and they're like, hello? Right? I always imagine like they're probably hiding at their desk, like answering the phone. I've had a doctor, a listing that I just took recently. It was a doctor and he was in between patients and he's like, hello? I'm like, yes, sir. And I go through my script and he's like, yeah, I'm in between patients right now, but yes, I am interested in selling. And yet, so you got to get with it, guys. If you don't get with it, there's so many agents that I've worked with that lose it in the intro. You wouldn't believe it. You never even had a chance because you didn't just get with it real quick, okay? So basically, we just asked them straight up, are you considering selling the property in the estate? Well, if we go back and look what the numbers tell us, if we go back and look at what all the statistics say, it says that 70% of families that inherit a property will be selling. So you're asking a very valid question, it's a very easy question. So there's different, sales trainers out there, but I take a yes as a yes and a no as a no. Okay. I'm not trying to negotiate anybody. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm asking a straight up question. So I'll say, are you thinking about selling the house? If they say yes, then I'm moving forward with my script. If they say no, we're not thinking about it, then I'm going to say, is the family, okay, ma'am, I totally understand that. Will the family may be considering selling the property once probate is finalized? Lots of deals in that questions, guys. Lots of deals in that question. So many people will say, are you thinking about saying, no, we're not selling? Then you ask them that second follow-up to the no, and they'll tell you, well, yeah, after, everything gets settled with probate, yeah, we're definitely going to be selling. Well, guess what? I treat that as a yes. Now you just went back into my yes pipeline, okay? And then I continue the call from there. Now, if what you're going to hear the call that I'm about to play, when you listen to that call, the guy says, I don't know. Okay. And this is very common. If anybody's in the chat, if you guys have heard that on a cold call, let me know. That is the number one thing that people say in probate because it's genuine. I don't know. I want to sell. My brother doesn't want to sell. This just happened. We're just kind of like figuring everything out, right? So I treat the I don't knows or we don't know yet, I treat those as a yes. Okay. And that's where the little secret sauce is. Okay. Is that you want to take the maybes and we're thinking about it. You want to take those as a yes. Okay. And then from there, we're basically, confirming the situation, confirming the house. It's not a deep call, guys. It is not a deep call. And we're basically, yes, you want to sell. This is where the address, this is the bedroom and bath count. Is there anything I should know about the house? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and schedule an appointment for us to discuss the listing price, the cash value, and what your family's options are. Very low pressure, very information driven, right? And that's how I work with customers. I'm not pushy. I deliver education. I just provide the value. And that has won me, that has served me so well in my career with probate. People always tell me, Carolyn, thank you for your patience. Thank you for providing me with so much information. That's how I lead, is leading with value. That's why I love probate, because when you get into for sale by owners, when you're into expired listings and stuff like that, it's very much like pressured. Like you got to make the decision right now. I got to get into your house right now, and I've done those. Don't get me wrong. And it does work and you can be successful at them. But just for me and my style, I would rather just lead with that value and, earn somebody's business. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and play a call, okay? And you're going to be able to hear pretty much exactly what we just discussed, okay? So let me bear with me with the technology. 1 second. So let me see. Okay, share. And I want to share my sound. All right. All right, it's going to show this. All right, so I'm going to put it. Hi, good morning. I'm going to speak with Philip.
That's Philip.
Hey, Philip, good morning. My name is Carolyn Castillo. We were contacting you regarding a pending probate case you have in Broward County.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do right just yet, so.
I see. Okay.
I mean, I've got a few calls, but I'm still not sure. I'm going to try to come down there next couple weeks and, check on the house. I got someone staying there, so.
Oh, nice.
See what, we haven't figured out what we're going to do just yet.
I see. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's a lot of moving parts. Well, my name is Carolyn Castillo. We were calling to introduce ourselves. We're a real estate company here in Pembroke Pines that works with families that inherit properties. And so we see that you're working with Andrew Ponak, right, for your probate attorney?
Yes,
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, he's excellent. He works really efficiently and gets things done pretty quick, so I'm sure things will get moving along pretty fast. So what we would like to do for you is provide you with a CMA of the property. You do have the option of selling it, off market to like a cash buyer, or we also can sell it for you on the market and get you as much money as possible. Do you have somebody in the family that's maybe considering keeping the house, or are you guys thinking definitely selling it?
I think we're definitely thinking of selling it, so I think that's where we're heading, but I got to get with my sisters.
Okay. How many beneficiaries are there?
Do what?
How many beneficiaries are involved?
Well, it's just one, my mom, basically. She's the beneficiary, but Well, we're gonna figure out what we want to do for sure. But if you can email me some stuff, I can get back
Yeah.
with you and stuff.
Yeah, that would be excellent. What's the best email address for you?
It's Phil, PHIL.
I'm gonna mute that just for respect of this guy. Not that you guys would be out emailing this guy, but whatever. Hold on. I think he's done.
Gmail.
Okay, perfect. Phil, and then your
Real quick.
Yes.
Okay, all right, that works perfect. And while I have you on the phone here, my records indicate that the house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Is that correct?
2 bedroom. Two
Two bed-
bedroom. 2 bedroom, 2 bath.
2-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay. And
I believe so.
I've probably passed this house about 1,000,000 times in my lifetime. Okay.
Yeah.
It's right on.
I've been going there since.
Right?
I've been going down there since the '70s. So.
Yeah. Well,
And the neighborhood has changed.
It's changed a lot for the good. There's a lot of families moving in and completely renovating these places and just changing them completely. Has there been any updates in the property that you know of?
No, none that I know of.
Okay.
It's got a pool, but
Okay. It has a pool. And would you say is it pretty original as far as the kitchen and the bathrooms and the flooring, or was there any updates done?
No, it's pretty original, I believe.
Okay. Is there anything materially wrong with the house, like maybe like
Not
plumbing
that I'm aware of. No.
or roof? Okay. So it's in pretty good shape. It's just all original.
Yeah.
Okay. Was somebody living in there up until all this happened?
Yes, my uncle and his roommate. So the roommate's still living there right now.
Okay.
And, taking care of the house for us and stuff like that, keeping up with the lawn and the pool and everything.
Excellent. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, great. Well, what I'd like to do for you is set up a time that we can actually give you a call back. And then what I'll do is I'll do a consultation on what the value of the property actually is selling for in that area. We can also give you the breakdown of like the closing costs and exactly what it would look like, once you would actually sell. The nice thing about working with Andrew is he's very familiar with selling the property while you're still in probate. So a lot of families choose to go this route because you could actually sell the property. You wouldn't have the liability or, have to worry about keeping up with the house and all that kind of stuff. Liquidated, and then either Andrew or the estate will hold the money. Once the probate is completely finalized, then everyone will get, dispersed based on the beneficiaries and what the debts are or whatnot, So
Right.
we can discuss those options with you. Are you pretty much kind of like making the decisions for the family, or is your sister also?
Well, I'm the executor of the estate, but I still got to go over it with my sister and my mom. So.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a time that would work for like all three of you to be able to? Are you guys local together or?
No, I'm in Graham, Texas. They're in Austin, Texas. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can set up a time for you. What is your schedule like? Do you work during the day?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
You just caught me today. I'm doing some errands today. Getting.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it for time's sake, but we basically booked the guy, okay? And so, was this a nice guy? Sure, he was a pretty nice guy, but I have to tell you that most executors are pretty open and friendly when you are speaking to them. You saw we just led right in with the script, and he just followed right along the process. Yes, I have the estate. They're not thinking about selling, right? They're like, we don't know what we're going to do, right? But I just moved forward as if it was a yes. By moving forward as a yes, then he ended up telling me that, more information of what did he end up saying? Well, yeah, we're going to end up selling it, right? So, we lead with those conversations. Another thing that you may notice in that script, is that he had brothers and sisters. I think it was his mom and his sister that were also part of the estate. Well, guess what? Very common in probate. So when I'm on the phone and I'm booking appointments with these people, sometimes I'm booking it with the executor's wife. Sometimes I'm booking it with another family member that's not even the executor, right? Because sometimes we're doing a skip trace on these numbers and you may get the wife's number, the brother's number, right? But I don't let that derail me on the script because why? He's the executor, or I think he said he's the executor, but his mom was the beneficiary. Well, they all know what's going on, right? So there's been plenty of deals that I've taken where I'm talking with the wife of the executor. She ends up booking the appointment with me. We get on the phone with the actual executor, and then now all of a sudden we're doing a deal, right? So being in probate, it's like, you've got to be just open to providing them the value. And that's my approach. I basically, as you heard in that call, I'm saying, listen, we're going to give you a CMA. We're going to tell you what fair market value is to list it on the market. We're going to tell you what a cash offer is and provide the information to the family. And then we can basically take it from there. Okay. So I hope that this helps everybody that is joining in live and you're watching this now. And even if you're watching this at a later point, that these calls are nothing to be scared of. With the right script, with the right approach, and with the right attitude, these families they're willing, they're open, they want your help. Okay. It's up to us to just have the right approach, the right attitude, provide the value, and make ourselves available to these executors. So I want to make an offer to you. If you're, struggling with this right now, if you've been maybe working on probates, but you haven't been really making the progress that you want to make, I would encourage you to book an appointment with me. We are currently we have opened up our probate coaching program where we're looking for more agents to join our network. And we've got agents from all over the country. So I specialize in Florida. I work in Florida, but we've got agents from all over the country in this group. And we are helping you learn how to cold call. The number one thing when agents come to me is like, Carolyn, I want to learn how to cold call. And that is a 100% guarantee when you join my coaching program. Not only will I edify you on what things maybe you need to work on, but we're also going to give you that proven script that, guys, this call, you may say, oh, Carolyn, he was a layup. Like that guy was easy. Okay. Well, I would guarantee you he was that easy because the pathway of where he was walking down, we just laid the yellow brick road for him and he just walked right down the yellow brick road. Okay. So I can teach pretty much anybody how to do this, how to cold call executors. So if you're interested in getting more training, taking your probate a little bit deeper, you want to really get into this business. And hey, we're at the end of 2025. Let's face it. I don't know about you guys, but this year has been like on fast forward. Okay. And I can't believe it. We're already walking into September and we're getting ready. Like my September, as I start getting into September, I'm already planning for 2026. Okay. So in real estate, we're always 90 days away from our last paycheck. So deals that you're doing right now, yes, sure. I'm sure that you'll pop a deal now and you'll be able to close before the end of the year. But this is something that if you guys want to really master probate and you want to make this a main lead source for you. Now, not everybody has to be a Carolyn, right? Not everybody has to just double down and do 100% probate. But probate is definitely something that all agents should consider because this is going to be a huge wave of the baby boomers, the great wealth transfer. So if you want to be able to be a seasoned agent that understands the probate process, that you can actually feel confident going through the probate process. I get referrals all the time that say, Carolyn, this is way above my head. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to refer this deal over to you, you know? And I'm like, perfect, I'll take it, you know? But you may be an agent that says, Karen, I'm not going to go all in probate like you, but I want to learn probate. I want to understand probate. So that way, when it comes across my desk, I know how to effectively service these customers and these executors, okay? So I'll encourage you, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm here, I'm available. I want to help you guys grow and I want to spread probate real estate around the world, okay? So help me do that. And thank you guys for everybody that joined me live today. I truly, truly appreciate it. And next week, I'm going to be trying to go live during the day. So if that's maybe a better time to, you know, while we're working as realtors, right? Like on an afternoon around 12 o'clock, I'll be putting a post out there so you guys know about it. But again, thank you so much. I hope that this was helpful and it gives you some encouragement and some power to pick up that phone this week and make your calls and get connected with some executors. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I'll definitely see you on the next one. Bye.